What's up, YouTube? So we're on day 9. Wait, yeah, day 9 of the challenge. Um, right now we got everything falling out the fucking sky. Honestly, everything except the dollar, and that's the one we need to fall. At the same time, the market didn't really do anything. I woke up at about 1 o'clock today, but at the same time, I went to bed at 8 a.m. and we are trying to turn $100 into 150,000. You know what I'm talking about? So I wake up, first thing I do is I look at the market and I'm looking at it and I see this long ass 15-minute candle. But I want you to put it into perspective. We didn't start adding entries until like over here yesterday, right? And then let's take it to the daily chart and we enter our first set of entries right here. So we still got entries right here. We tried to add entries over here for GU, and other dollar pairs, you know what I'm talking about? And for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, we've been in trades since over here. Now, granted, we've tried to enter USD CAD, we've tried to enter NZD USD, we've tried to enter AD USD. What else have we been in? Just a lot of dollar pairs. I think I'm not missing any, but we've been trying to manipulate the little pairs. But right now, but the little pairs have been consolidating, if that makes sense. Because GBP USD, it looks like it was a lot of fall, I guess, this morning, but it was only 25 pips. You know what I'm talking about? And in the last 8 days, this market from this entry has only moved 130 pips, 140 max. But if you can see, the top of last Monday, which is when I had turned that $14 account into 88, we're still on the same account. That's what I'm talking about. Like, it's just a matter of we're not losing money, but we're also not making any money right now yet either because the market's not doing anything. It's just consolidating. So 8 days later, we're still on Monday on the 18th, and it's the 27th of May. That's the perspective that you guys be missing. You know what I'm talking about? Well, I guess it just don't get shown to you, but it's like I stay very aligned in this market, and that's why it's easy for me to manipulate certain setups, but I can't do nothing in consolidation. I've been telling you guys the whole challenge. I can't do anything in consolidation because it's consolidating. At the same time, drop it down to the lower time frames. This candle and this session looks like it did a lot. Some people will say, "Oh, I knew it was gonna fall, but it barely fucking went anywhere. This is only fucking 20 pips. This is like 30 pips max. And then where it came from, 50% of this candle, you could say it wants to fall some more because it's retesting this little area. But at the same time, for 8 days, we have still have had entries into the buy. But it's just like people focus a lot on the lower time frame setting up instead of just the higher time frame. So they're missing that perspective. Not only are they missing that perspective, they don't know the difference between scalp, intraday, and swing trading. So a lot of people think they're intraday trading and they're fucking scalping. So they're like, okay, well, 30 pips would have been fine for me. That's a scalp. That's nothing. That's fucking nothing. You enter the market, you're gonna be negative like 15 pips off top because it's gonna cost to enter. You know what I'm talking about? Especially depending on the pair. Bro, there was one time I entered silver and I think that account I had grew from like 100 to 6,000 and that bitch silver, it was like a 50 cent lot. I entered the market and I was down like $1,200. And then within the hour, it then blew the fucking account. But that was like way back in like, what was it? Maybe January, February. But that's what I'm talking about. You kind of got to give the market time to set up because if I started with a $14 account last week, everyone else is on a $100 account and I'm still alive in this market because I know exactly what the market is doing. You know what I'm talking about? The only thing we can do from this point is survive. So it's the patience part that is the reason why a lot of people get shaken out because there ain't no way you're getting shaken out. And I'm over here being the thought process for you guys. But some people are so scary they can't just follow lead, even though they don't even know where to go. It's like just take the situation to where if you lost your eyesight, you're not gonna be able to see. So you're gonna have to rely on your other senses or rely on a good partner. You know what I'm talking about? Or rely on good relationships. But if you don't have any of that, you're gonna have to rely on your senses. And my senses in the market is I was close to $100,000 months without the public. So I understand what works and what doesn't work. And it does require a higher level of thinking, if that makes sense. But it's just like what we're doing is we're just following the results. We do actively together have positions here. We have tried to stack this area here on multiple pairs, like this whole little zone. Euro USD, NZD USD, USD CAD. And we've been in it together. We're still in trades together. I'm annoyed it keep taking my fucking positions, but I'm not annoyed at the same time because the market isn't fucking going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. You're talking about I went to sleep at like 8 a.m. and then I woke up at like what, 1:30, and this market has only moved 25 pips, 30 pips all day, and it's already trying to recover it. That's odd. So our first set of entries was over here. And matter of fact, I'll do you one better. Our entries are right fucking here. Our entries are right here. Come on now. I'm not going to say nothing I can't prove. We are entering together. Our entries are right here. The next set of entries we tried to have was over here, right? And then we get wick, 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 wick. My patience is different. A lot of people are not willing to do it. Then we get consolidation. Wick, 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 wick. Remember that 3 week trade we held together? This is quite literally training your mindset as a trader. And the people that can't handle it, I don't know what you aspire to be for real, but it's definitely not going to be no trader if you can't get the emotional part down. Because I've realized that a lot of people, when they don't really understand what's going on, they want to persuade you to do it their way, but you cannot persuade somebody with less results. You know what I'm talking about? So if that's the results you want, you have to adapt and go through exactly what I go through. So if I'm being patient, why don't you have to be patient? I got more to lose than anyone else. You know what I'm talking about? I've been teaching people how to trade for years. So if I can't flip an account to 150,000 from $100, then that's a fucking problem. Do you understand that? I'm not just up here for no reason, but you gotta understand that there's grace in waiting. There's grace in the whooping. Because guess what? When the accounts get flipped, that's exactly when people are gonna try to talk to me. But the website and shit is already ready because by the time the result is there, there is no more talking. There is no more learning unless you're in those private communities. But it's like being able to live in the present. That's something that I've been working on too, being in the present more, making videos right as I'm thinking of the thought that I'm thinking so that I can relate it to everybody else so that you guys can understand better because it's important. This little 25, 30 pip move has nothing, it doesn't concern me because my entries are over here. So as a trader, if you want more profits, you're gonna have to be able to think a little bit longer term and then survive the pullbacks and rises of the longer term way of thinking because it's the correct way. Even when I was intraday trading, I still had that swing outlook because it is the correct way. I have to be able to anticipate and predict the future. People understand that and they will say that and then only want to catch 5 to 10 pips. That don't make no sense to me. You're not gonna get my results with 5 to 10 pips. And you can convince yourself that all you want, but I've been around almost a decade. I trust me, I didn't seen it all. And so at the end of the day, we have to follow the results. If you got scared with this market today, I want you to understand max from re-entries. When we entered again, on top of having entries down here, this market fell from us 20 pips. It fell from the high total 30 pips. So if your ass was scary and flustered today, you need to work on yourself more as a trader because you're not finna go nowhere fast. This market has moved 25 to 30 pips. That's nothing. That's nothing. 2018, 2019, GBP USD in one session would move fucking 400 pips. 400 pips in one session, one London session, one US session. An Asian session might be 150 pips. And in 8 days, we didn't move 150 pips in 8 days. That's what y'all don't understand. It's an experience thing too. So you get used to it eventually, but you're not gonna ever get used to it if you refuse to, I guess, open your mind up just a little bit. And the only thing I could do is continue to speak because I understand that once this account is flipped, there's not going to be too much more for me to say to the public. It's only results from there on out. My job will be done, but I'm a person that's great at anticipating the future and leading the way because my bias won't get steered because I've have too many results. My bias is right. It is right. The method is right. You cannot want, and I think that's what it is. You got to figure out what you want as a trader. And if my idea of me successfully continue to trade without giving up my time is making trading passive income in this aspect of entering, and let the market work, then I understand why I'm thinking the way that I'm thinking. This little pullback here is the same little pullback we had here, and this little pullback here didn't do shit to our entries down here. You gotta think that way. It's the only way it's gonna work. Or trading will be a part-time job for you because guess what? If you don't find a way, just like investing, to make the money work while you sleep, then the money not gonna work while you sleep. That's the that's the only answer to you not solving that issue for yourself. You know what I'm talking about? So this is day 9 of the challenge, turning 100 into 150,000. I promise you one thing, by the end of this challenge, the end of me articulating myself to people, you're gonna be able to do it yourself. And I know that, and that's why I raise my prices. If that at the end of the day, whether you come or not, you can have YouTube University. But it's less annoying for me to continue saying the same thing over and over and over again because I should have been recorded this years ago so that he look a decade into the future, I don't have to record it now. It's just the way that I think. So even YouTube is like an automation because it's going to people are going to play the videos regardless of me being in the account challenge in the future anymore. Like once this account challenge is passed, they're going to be watching the videos regardless because I know how many years it took me to get to this point. And there's a lot of growth that is required to get to this level. And a lot of people think it's really just technicals and fundamental analysis. And it's deeper than that because I could show you technicals and fundamentals all day. I know it's deeper than that because people in the signals following my lead, I'm doing all the thinking. They can't even follow my lead because it's deeper than that. And we haven't even gotten to the big account flips yet. We can't flip the small accounts. If these small accounts not making it, the big accounts was not going to make it. The market total in 8 days has moved 150 pips max. As of right now, current price 130 pips on USD pairs. There is some pairs that are taking off, but we have been in the USD pairs. We have to focus on what we've been in because it's like you gotta guard your thought process. I guard my thought process because I'm willing to stand against the rest of the world, but I've already been doing that. I have the best results. That's the, like look at it this way. 95% of traders fail. Why have I been free for 7 years? Why can't I turn 100 into 100,000? Show withdrawals and everything. Already have. Why am I able to do that? My mindset is different. You have to come to me. I will never go lower. And that's it. That's just kind of what it is. It's just kind of what it is, and that's okay. But eventually, when you're at my level, you're gonna understand exactly why I am the way that I am, especially in these markets.